For the EFDD, the floor goes to Mr. Batten.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, one big problem facing the Council is, of course, Brexit and the big hole that it's going to leave in the EU budget. But we're not really any closer to leaving the European Union than we were the day after the referendum. Mrs May is a Remainer who doesn't really want to leave, and of course, as you found out, she couldn't negotiate her way out of a wet paper bag. The whole process for the last 2 years has been about to delay and impede in the hope of eventually overturning the result of the referendum. This week, the Commons votes on the referendum bill, on the withdrawal bill, and that's entirely dependent upon this House voting on with the withdrawal agreement later this year. And of course, you could vote against it. The whole thing then reverts to square one, like a game of political snakes and ladders. But it doesn't have to be that way. Under the right leadership, Britain could leave the European Union quickly and decisively, and this is how it should be done. First of all, forget Article 50. That's your device, not ours. Parliament should repeal the European Communities Act 1973 as a first step, and then we would have left under our law, not your law. We can offer you a free trade agreement with everything except the free movement of people, or trade on WTO terms. It's going to be your choice anyway. Take it or leave it, one way or the other. And we could easily reach an agreement on the reciprocal rights of citizens. Now, Parliament can then repeal or amend all the EU-derived law in accordance with its own timescales and priorities. And I'm sure that can be done in a spirit of friendly cooperation with our good friends here in Europe. Now, Her Majesty's government shouldn't be asking the European Union how it can leave. It should be telling you how it's going to work. But of course, that is never going to happen under Mrs May. Mrs May should go now and make way for a Prime Minister who actually wants to leave the European Union. That would be good for us, but it would actually be good for you as well.